What's up, everybody? It's time for Cooking with Steve and
Lauren.
What's going on? Today we're making some barbecue chicken, some chicken on the grill, some rice, some onions. Here's some rice, some string beans, a rice cooker. That's going to be where I'm going to steam the string beans. Check this out. See that? That is where you throw the string beans in to steam it. And they get a nice, soft, consistently, a nice little bite to them without losing their nutrients. Because if you boil them, you notice the water turns a little green and it's kind of, you boil the nutrients out of it. If you microwave them, kind of the same thing. So, but if you steam them, then usually that's, I've seen charts online where like steaming lets the string beans retain most of their nutrients. So anyway, stay tuned. And I'll show you the chicken. All right, it's chicken time. You look in the bowl here, we got some chicken. In this, well, this is also pork. These are like little pork fillets. In the chicken bowl, we have, what do I use? I used olive oil, 2 bay leaves, some parsley, a little bit of rosé wine, some adobo, some Larry's seasoned salt. If you look here, here's Larry's seasoned salt. My favorite seasoning for barbecue chicken. What else did we use? Let's see. We used a little basil. We used a little adobo, a little paprika, and parsley. And you can put a hint of garlic if you want. I don't really like putting garlic on barbecue chicken, but you can if you'd like. And a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of olive oil. And I think that's it. Now for the pork, we put some Italian dressing and a little bit of paprika, and a little bit of coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding. Just a little bit of Corona. I'm just kidding. And a bay leaf, as you can tell. And I think that's about it. A little bit of, this is some of my favorite stuff here. Yeah, cayenne pepper sauce. Louisiana Pure hot sauce. Now this is not hot sauce like you're thinking buffalo wings or, Now We Feast kind of stuff. This is just regular, a little bit of heat, but it's really like a more flavorful kind of a hot sauce. It's not really something that's going to burn your face off. So, yeah. Definitely good for flavoring chicken for the barbecue grill. Another trick you want to do is, if you don't want to cry your eyes out when you're cutting onions, dip them in some really, really cold water, as cold as you can. Wash them real nice. Or you can keep them in the refrigerator for a little while before you cut them. It will definitely help keep the onion from making you look like you're watching the saddest movie of all time. Alright, now it's time to cut the onions. Now when you're cutting onions, there's a root in here, but when that root, like I guess the oil from the root gets airborne, it makes your eyes react, and it makes you cry like you're watching a Hallmark movie or the Titanic. But anyway, if you cut, what I found is that if you cut this piece off right here and throw it away, it will help you. Also, get in right here a little closer. I'll show you guys how to dice an onion. So, come on down. If you go straight down like this, use the point of your knife. This will give you nice, clean squares. Damn, I forgot to sharpen my knife today. I should have sharpened it. But you don't go all the way. You only go to where the root is. Okay. Once you do that, now you do three levels here. So you cut once this way, cut twice again, and now when you slice down, they're going to become little cubes. Right? Bam. Look at that. That's nice. Okay. If you have a little straggler, it's okay. You just kind of chop it up. You want to use as much as possible of this onion. See? Everything except this. Now you throw that out, and like L'Oreal, no tears.
What did you just throw away?
I threw away the root, like the top of the onion there. What's that you got there?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing?
I've been wanting to say it the whole time.
What?
Nothing.
The root? So yeah, after you chop this up real nicely, you have a nice pile of just little squares. That's the perfect ratio there, the perfect size, because you don't want anything too big in your rice. It doesn't make sense. You're going to be eating big chunks of rice, big chunks of onions, you know. But having these also soften up in the rice as they boil. They get real soft, and you don't really taste them. I mean, you don't really feel the crunch of them in the rice. But anyway, yeah, that's how you cut an onion. All right, guys. Next, we're going to cut the garlic and I guess dice it into small pieces. But one of the biggest things I hate doing in the kitchen is peeling garlic. It's the most annoying thing that you can do in the kitchen, because if your hands are a little bit wet, it sticks to you and it's like really paper thin. So if you want an easier way to do it, I'll show you. Take it all apart. Okay, you chuck it in the bowl here. I mean, you could throw the whole head in here, but I like to give it a little head start. This part I don't mind doing because you're just pulling it apart. All right, go like that, pull it apart, and now you grab another bowl, put it on top, and like a bartender, you shake it, shake the heck out of it. And now, what do you know? They're all out. Pretty cool, huh? Just like that. Done. Next is the string beans. I'm going to steam them here in this boiling water. If you look real close here, I got the strainer there that's kind of opens. So it's pretty cool. You can steam your veggies with it. Instead of putting them in the water, they'll lose their nutrients a lot faster, a lot easier. So that'll let you steam it by using just boiling water. And of course, usually I have string beans, like raw string beans, and I cook them fresh and all that, you know, and I cut them up, cut the edges and cut them all up, but, you know, quarantine problems, I gotta use these frozen things. But, so that's gonna sit there, the steam's gonna come through them real nicely, and they will, should taste pretty good. Throw a little salt, olive oil, pepper on them later, just a little bit, just to give them a little flavor, and they should be really good. Here we have the little bit of olive oil in the rice cooker, and I'm gonna click it to the red light so it starts heating up more. But now we're gonna throw some onions in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. So now we're gonna let the onions cook in there. Once they get transparent, they're not white anymore. That's when you know that it's ready to do the next step, which I think we would be putting the garlic in there, and a little bit of tomato paste, just to give it a little bit of color. And then after these are steamed and done and tasted real nicely, like al dente nice, I'm going to throw them into the rice, and then the third side will be Bush's baked beans. Alright, now we put the tomato paste in the rice. Well, not the rice, yeah, the rice is still there. But here, come check it out. So you want to spread open the onions and the garlic, so the tomato paste has a chance in the middle to get shocked, they call it. Once you get the acidity out of the tomato paste, like whenever you cook with tomatoes have a certain acidity to them. If you don't cook that off and give it a chance to kind of quench off, then you're always gonna have that tomato acidity flavor in it. But if you let it cook off, that's why, you know, people and their grandmas and Italian Sunday gravy, whatever, their grandma's sitting there simmering in the sauce for like 8 hours all morning, and that's the reason why they do that. So you cook off the acidity and you get the sweetness out of the tomato. Yum! So I want to add 2 bay leaves. One. Well, you see, when you're adding bay leaves, make sure that they are intact so you can find them later and not have to have some of your guests or family find them in their mouths later. That's never fun. The thing about bay leaves is that they add a nice green kind of flavor, earthy flavor to your rice or to your food or to your marinades, but they don't really get soft. They don't get soft after you cook them, so it's not something that's edible really, bay leaves. This is parsley, by the way. What else am I putting in here? I put a small hint of milk, little hint, and you want to use a similar amount of water to your rice. So right now I have 2 cups of rice going in. I'm going to put about 2 cups of water in there as well. Now remember, I'm adding onions, tomato paste, and some things like that. So a lot of those items that you add, be careful because they might also bring water themselves. So the ratio normally is 1 to 1. Sometimes it's 1 1/4 to 1. Depends on how sticky or how mushy you want your rice. But usually 1 to 1 is my rule of thumb. No, sorry, 2 to 1 ratio. Now I'm gonna put the rice in here. And what I normally do is I mix the rice around. Here, check this out. I mix the rice around in here and really get it going so it absorbs the flavor before I put the water in. Because rice is very absorbent. Why do you think people put their cell phones in rice after they drop them in the toilet? Yuck. Or if you want to just dry anything out, you put it in rice. Because rice not only absorbs water that you pour directly into it, but it absorbs moisture in the air around it. That's why you have to store it in a very cool, dry place, or it can get sticky if you're in a moist environment. But yeah, I'm gonna add water to that in maybe a couple minutes. Then the whole thing will turn like orangey color. Then when the water evaporates, it'll be like a nice little tomato rice. I think at the end, I add like a hint of lemon juice, but I don't know, maybe. We'll see. Alright. Now I know some of you like to use tap water, but you know. Cut. Alright, now when you're putting water in your rice, you don't normally just want to throw cold water in there because it's already cooking with the onions and everything like that. So what you want to do is make sure you add some hot water to it so you don't shock it. Yeah, there we go. Check this out. Look at that. Now this is going to be duplicated. I'm going to put another 2 cups in here. And then I'm going to put the top on it. Let the rice cooker do its job. And then I'm going to go to the grill to put the chicken and pork on there. Alright, now we're going to check these string beans out. Ooh, nice. Look at that, nice and soft. These are ready to go. Now, I'm going to turn this off. Let me just check one actually. Perfect bite.
That was good.
Now they're a little bland, obviously, because I just steamed them. I'm gonna crack a little salt, hint of pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and toss them around. Normally I do that on the side. Because they're gonna be going in the rice is bringing flavor. These are gonna bring a hint of water, so I was careful to not put too much water in the rice because these string beans are gonna add water later. But I'm not gonna add these string beans until the rice is like almost at the end. So I just don't want these string beans to cook anymore, and they're gonna get mushy, they're gonna fall apart, they're gonna be a green mess. So yeah, I'm gonna add them afterwards. To the grill! All right, you should be preheating your grill while you're doing all this stuff inside the house, all the shenanigans. Actually, I wanted to go over the steps. Step 1 is always marinate the meat. Get your marinade together, spices, Corona, wine, whatever you want to throw in there to marinate your meat, because that needs to take time. So you want to give it the time by letting it marinate on the side, literally. And you can tell all your let it marinate jokes, okay? Like I did, of course. And then you prepare your rice, chop your onions, all that for the rice, have your rice start to cook. And then while your rice is cooking, now you can take your pre-marinated meat onto the grill, okay? So right now I'm at the preheat the grill stage, so come on down and I'll show you what I do here. First you preheat the grill on high, so anything from whatever you last cooked is like not as crusty, and it's easy to kind of scrub off. If you want to scrub your grill, we all know how to do this, but some people, I don't know, they don't. After you scrub your grill and get all the crust off with the heat, then what you want to do is you want to come back outside with some olive oil on like a paper towel or something, and get your tongs and put olive oil all over your grill, so when you put the meat on, not only does it not burn as easily, but also it doesn't stick as easily. So, a little fun fact. This is what it looks like when you're putting olive oil on your grill. Use the tongs, do not use your fingers. Now we're going to strain these. Now the trick to get this out of here is you want to make sure it falls on its face. Oh, it didn't. It's all right. Normally this thing falls like that, and you just pick it up from one of the feet and you're done, but no big deal. I love this thing. It opens, closes, very easy and compact. So, yeah, just give it a little shake, give it a little rinse, and then you're all ready to go. This is gonna go into the rice at the end of the rice's cooking cycle. These string beans are going right in there. It's gonna be like a string bean, tomato, garlic rice, and a little Bush's baked beans on the side of this barbecue chicken. It's gonna be quite nice. So join us. We've now come to the hardest part about cooking this dish.
Apparently it is.
Wait a minute.
That's amazing.
All right. Tell your friends. All right. We're done here. All right. So when you're putting chicken on the grill, make sure that you put it on something called show side down. So you see right here, this is obviously the show side because it's smooth. This is the side that you're gonna serve it with. You're gonna show that side up. The underside, see how it has all the threads and everything? This is obviously the ugly side of the chicken breast. So you wanna put it show side down because that's where you're going to have your nice beautiful grill marks. And if you don't hear that sound, your grill's not hot enough, folks. Oh, watch that bay leaf. You don't wanna do that.
Sorry, Keegan.
Okay. See, and you wiggle it around a little bit so it has a coating of olive oil. I already coated the grill with olive oil, but the piece that you put on, make sure you kind of give it a little wiggle so it does not stick. Oh, see, that side didn't, I don't think it was hot enough. There you go, that's what I need. Now, it almost stuck already. Whew. Gotta be careful with that. All right. There, nice. Now, these pieces are nice and thick, except for that one. It's just a little straggler. So they're going to take a little longer to cook, but they will stay juicy. So I used to fillet these in half, just so they cook a little faster. But cooking faster yields not as good of a result, I would say. Now, when you're putting pork down on the grill, there's really no show side to pork. These pork fillets, you can see there's just the same on both sides. So I just chuck them on arbitrarily AF. Oh, look at that juice. Yeah. These, I could smell the Corona on these things. The beer. I have to clarify now these days. I could smell the beer on them, and they smell quite sweet. Typically, when you're cooking with alcohol, like beer or wine, you're not really doing it to add alcohol to your dish. What you're doing is the alcohol is there because it's part of the drink or whatever you're putting in there. The alcohol is part of it, but the alcohol through the cooking process will burn off and evaporate. And the reason why people use wine in their cooking is not because of the alcohol itself, but because, you know, the grapes have gone through a process and all that, and they have a certain sweetness and flavor to it. So when you add the wine, they're not doing it for alcohol, they're doing it for the flavor. Now after you put the chicken, the pork on the grill, set a 5-minute timer on your oven or any timer that you have. And this is not the timer to turn them. This is the timer to go check them, because you want to spend the most time on the show side as possible. Another thing some people do is, instead of putting them down on the show side and then just flipping them when they're ready, some people turn them 90 degrees so you have a crosshatch pattern on it. Like you normally see this at Outback Steakhouse, you know, they put the crosshatch. That's another trick that people do. In the middle of their show side cooking, they'll turn it 90 degrees, and then it'll leave another burn mark, like a hashtag style. Hashtag, I don't know.
Delicious.
Hashtag delicious, yeah. Ooh, look at all this. Yum. Ooh, yeah. This rice is so smooth and buttery. Not literally buttery, but it's smooth. Wow, I'm gonna give it a try. Without burning myself. My. I wish I had smell-o-vision. Taste-o-vision, whatever. Let me try that. What do you think?
It's good. We should put a little lemon in it.
Yeah, I usually put a little hint at the end, which I'm gonna do now. And 2.5 minutes left to check the chicken. So, what else are we doing? Maybe make a salad? Maybe, I don't know. Cut. Here we go. Ooh, another bay leaf. This is the other one. Ooh, sounds like it's time to get the chicken. Wow, look at, whoa. Now you're gonna have a little bit of burnt rice on the bottom, but usually it's not burnt where it's nasty. It's just charred a little, see? But when that mixes in, gives it a nice little roasted flavor. And you don't even taste it really, but it gives it a little bit extra roasted flavor. I actually sometimes like to just pick up a spoon of it and eat it. It's kind of like when you go to Arirang and they do like the fried rice. If you do it the right way in the rice cookers, they don't really. Oh, look at you! Look at you!
I just want to try the crispy.
Oh, I know you like it. The crispy part's really good. I just don't like to do the whole thing like that, because then yeah, it's not as soft. Good. It's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a little bit of that kind of rice in the bottom and mixed in there. All right, now it's time to check the chicken. All right, now it's time to check the chicken because our 5-minute timer went off. I'm gonna check this first one right here. Come close and look underneath here. Not bad, but you see there's no grill marks, so it's really not time to get this. But you also notice on the edges it's turning white right here. Here it's still pink, but there it's white. So you know it's starting to cook, but you see how it's not really ready? I'm not going to touch it.
What about that small one?
The small guy probably has more. Yeah, see, it's still not really a grill mark. So over here, I'm going to look at the pork. Let's see what the pork looks like. See, it has a nice grill mark. Pork is a lot thinner. Obviously, there's a little pork steaks. So I'm going to put these. Yeah. Look at that. Really nice. Now, you want your grill to be on a medium setting. You don't want it to be too high because then the outside will cook. The outside will cook way faster than the inside, and it will give you a false sense of doneness. I know that's a weird vocab word for you guys right now, but that's what I call it at least. False sense of doneness. Then you're like, oh no, let me grab a thermometer because you know you're being safe like me, and you're grabbing your meat thermometer. You have to put it right in the middle of the chicken. The pork is so thin. Once it's done, it's done. It's really hard to mess that up. But the chicken is like this thick. So how do you tell the inside's done? You need a thermometer, which I'm going to show you guys in a couple minutes, maybe in the next take. All right, now we have to check the chicken one more time. Let's take a look. Oh, see? Still no grill marks there. Gotta give it a... Oh, there we go. That one's nice. Usually the back cooks more on most grills. So I'm gonna move this down. Slide down the aisle. Let's check this one out. Yeah. I'm gonna move the big one back here so it cooks. Woo! Hot in there. Hot in here. Put that there. Let's manage the meat properly. Look at that. That one I'm gonna turn a little. Now these guys are probably done. Yeah, they're nearly there. Yeah. These guys are pretty much getting there. Put this back there. All right. Nice. So I would say another 2 more visits. Now towards the end I close it. So I'm gonna close it. You don't really want to close it right away because then the whole thing starts cooking on the outside, and I don't know. In my experience, it cooks a little bit too fast on the outside if you close it. So I like to char the show side down with it open, and then once I know they're nearly done cooking on the one side, when I flip them, I close it, and you know, I guess it seems to work for me. So what do you guys think? Ooh, now we're gonna add the beans to the rice, string beans. Welcome to the show. Look at that. Presentation or what?
That's good.
Now when you scoop it up, it's gonna mix in with, you know, with your serving. All right, check this out. Yeah, these are pretty much ready to go. It's okay if they have a little bit of like charring.
I want that
Oh,
one.
I know you want that. See, I usually make sure that a few pieces are a little bit on the burnt side because Lauren is insane and she likes the burnt stuff. But these are just basically right there. Yeah, a little crisp to it. So over here, you see, you want to take the largest piece, which is this one, and you want to, ooh, look at that. That's got some nice color to it. Wow, look at this one. Whew, it's hot. This one's probably done. I'm not even going to check the temperature because it's such a puny one. And this one here is probably good too, but I always check the temperature of anything that's not puny. Look at that. It's falling apart already. Ooh. Hot grill, hot grill. All right, I'm going to check the temperature after the other side finishes cooking because there's no point checking the temperature now on your first flip. So, but look at the beautiful coloration we have here. That's exactly what you want to see, either straight grill marks or you want to see some brown, like uniform brown color. If you have a spotty grill especially, we want to check on your meat more often because the grill has hot spots, cold spots in it. You might be taking everything off the grill based on one piece that you saw that was finished. Just be careful with that. It's thermometer time. So like I said, you take the biggest piece that you can see. Look at that color. You shove it right in the middle. Make sure your thermometer's not sticking out the sides or edges anywhere. And you see how high that's going? 170, almost 180. Because it's such a big piece, of course it's boiling in the middle because it's in the grill, but look at that dripping juice. Very nice. So this piece is definitely done. I'm gonna throw it on the side here with its other brethren. This piece is obviously done. Small. This one too. Now this other big piece we gotta take a gander at. Let's put it right in the middle. You want to put the thermometer in the middle of the piece of meat and you want it to be off the grill. Okay, you never check the temperature when it's on the grill because the grill is heating up your thermometer. Look, you're at 180, you're way over 165. So this is definitely done. So you want to be at 165. This one's pretty much done, I'm pretty sure. Man, I gotta turn this grill down a little.
Feels good. The heat.
Yeah,
Good.
this is definitely done. Come on. Next. This one is probably going to be done as well, but it's pretty thick. Yeah, look at that. 180. Usually you want to let them rest for a minute and then check the temperature, which I'm going to do that anyway, letting it rest. But look, we're basically done. Now, you know they say strike while the iron's hot. You also want to clean the grill while it's hot. Look at all that. Flies right off. Comes all right off. And the next time when you clean the grill, obviously you're going to preheat it, then you're going to scrub it again. Anything that's on it gets scrubbed off. And then you're going to coat it with olive oil just so your meat doesn't stick. But look, like when I put my the scrubber right here, it slides real easily. So the olive oil also helps you clean it after you're done cooking. All right, these have been off the grill for a minute. And I'm going to check the thermometer here. See that rising? Off the grill for a minute, and they're at 165 or higher. Right there. So you know that it's cooked. This is the largest piece. So most of the time, anything smaller than the largest piece is good, assuming your grill cooks evenly. Here's another piece that was pretty thick. The thick pieces you have to worry about the most because it takes a while for the heat to get in there. Look, 165, actually it's climbing to 170, and it's been a minute off the grill. So that's how you know that they're cooked well, and you're not going to kill your family with undercooked meat. No, I'm just kidding. Just check the damn temperature, all right? Will ya?
Of course you don't. It's been down there since 2008. Good news is, it's easy to model home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. Piece of cake. Behind the lasagna. It's very old. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers.
Well, guys, the last part of cooking a meal is eating it, so bye.